Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel, and it's the first of the preseason games. Honestly, the Euros were not that interesting until the later stages, and I know all of you would have felt in that way. But yeah, it's good that Rodri has ended up on the winning side of the Euros. I just didn't want Jude Bellingham to win the Ballon d'Or, to be honest. So Rodri's done. I mean, you don't know. It's no guarantee that Rodri will get it. But I think if there's anyone who deserves to get the Ballon d'Or, it's Rodri right now because his his won four in a row. He's won the Euros. He scored. I mean, they were just comparing the best season of Luka Modric and Rodri. Luka Modric won the World Cup, okay, but Euros is the second most important tournament in the world after the World Cup according to me in international football, and Rodriguez won that. He's scored, I think, double the amount of goals when compared to Luka Modric when Modric won the Ballon d'Or. So, I mean, then the number of assists is he's given more assists than Luka Modric when Modric won the Ballon d'Or. I don't know what else Rodri should do, for example, in order to win the Ballon d'Or. Rodri just deserves to win the Ballon d'Or, if you ask me. He is the rightful winner. He's the best CDM in the world, and it will be history. I think just like Fabio Cannavaro's name is remembered like 2005 6. That was the last time when a defender won the Ballon d'Or. I think Rodri's name will be remembered like that. That's what I want it to be basically. I want Rodri to win the Ballon d'Or. He just deserves it. Excuse me. The players are walking out. It's an interesting squad. If you see, it's a very interesting squad. It's interesting because Wilson Hesperand is starting. Wilson Hesperand at left back. He's Wilson Hesperand is not your traditional left. I mean, he's not your Pep Guardiola left back. If you ask me, he's much more of a traditional left back where he goes up and down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with Savio and Doku in would prefer more of a traditional fullbacks this season. You just don't know because when you go back to the season of Raheem Sterling and Leroy Sané, we had Kyle Walker and Benjamin Mendy for a bit. I know then Zinchenko Delph happened, but when Mendy was there, it was more of a traditional fullbacks, and then both your wingers, go inside, and it was a winger to winger goal. That was that was actually the norm. So is Pep gonna go back to that? I don't know. We haven't got a right back yet, so that is something. There are two concerns: no CDM, I mean no cover for Rodri, and no right back yet. So so it's actually interesting the way this transfer window has been dead until now, if you ask me. Yes, there have been Kevin De Bruyne rumors which have been bullshit. There have been Ederson rumors which are basically the best rumor of this transfer window is City going for Donnarumma instead of Ederson. You might as well recall Joe Hart because Donnarumma and Joe Hart was as good as Donnarumma in his prime to stop in short stopping, but Donnarumma can't play shit with his feet. How can you expect to sign Donnarumma? I mean, a lot of rubbish rumors have come, nothing of substance till now as far as City is concerned. But yeah, Calvin Phillips is the second interesting one for me. I mean, I'm not gonna buy into the thing that there's no CDM available. Susoho is there, Mamadou Susoho. I think he's got some minutes in the FA Cup as well last season. So Susoho is there. So he Pep could have played Susoho. I think Jacob Wright is there if I'm not wrong in the traveling squad. Jacob Wright could have played there. Does Calvin Phillips still have a future in City? I don't know. From what we have seen, not he's not good enough to play for City, but I don't know. So, but James McAtee will obviously be the player to watch out for. James McAtee for me, he can play in those pockets. Pep Guardiola in the interview said McAtee is going nowhere. McAtee can play in those pockets. He's a very good player in the pockets. I think if you sell James McAtee, I think you'll be doing the same, especially to a bigger club. You'll be doing the same mistake as you did with Cole Palmer, for example. McAtee is on that level of Cole Palmer. Might not believe it now, but McAtee is absolutely on that level with Cole Palmer. So the way he utilizes McAtee and Oscar Bob will be very interesting this season. They are the two gems to come out of the academy. And for me, I think Oscar Bob's and McAtee's potential is much more higher than Cole Palmer. I'm not saying this out of hate for Cole Palmer or something like that, but definitely their potential is much, much more than Cole Palmer, both James McAtee and Oscar Bob. The way James McAtee and Oscar Bob can play in tight spaces, they glide through the pitch. Cole Palmer cannot play in tight spaces like that. The ball control. Cole Palmer is more of a, for me, more of an expansive player. But Oscar Bob and James McAtee are your typical Pep Guardiola kind of players. I mean, you can actually see a crop of youngsters coming through. Rico Lewis, James McAtee, Oscar Bob, Jacob Wright is like that. I've heard playing short passes. So so it's interesting how Pep Guardiola integrates youngsters into the team this season. And who are we gonna buy at right back in the cover for Rodri? If you ask me, that's $1 million question, you know. And under the radar, just a bit of City business. City have sold Liam Della for around 20 million. Cancelo will go for around 15 million to one of the Italian clubs. Taylor Harvard Palace, the clause was triggered 20 million to Leicester. That is 20 plus 40, 55. Jan Kuto, Dortmund have bid 20 million today and City are asking 30 million. So even if you put 20 million on the 20, 40, 55, City have already made 75 million pounds worth of sales, close to that. And it's a price that we have not gotten anybody. I mean, I somehow doubt there are, I think one or two big signings still in this window. Joshua Kimmich is one to keep an eye on. There's not been much movement, but Joshua Kimmich is one to keep an eye on. In the CDM, I'm just wondering. I thought we could be in for Joe Neves, but we are not in for Joe Neves. So the CDM is something which intriguing, and it's been kicked off. The match has been kicked off, and Celtic have the ball. Josh Wilson has Brandon James McAtee. The Celtic attacker has made the run. I'm sorry, I do not know the names of the Celtic players as much. Casper Schmeichel is one who I recognize, and not many there. Josh Wilson has Brand with the ball. Look, MBT is promising, but I don't think there is players in the centre back position. Be honest, Callum Doyle was said to be the next John Stones, next left-footed John Stones. But I'm sorry, there's no players in the defense for City. But that's a foul and City's player. But that was very brave of Josh Wilson Esperant there to stand in the way and turn with your back to goal. Look at Josh Wilson Esperant there. That is wonderful, wonderful shielding of the ball from Josh Wilson Esperant. Hope he gets some minutes this season. Again, like I said, this season is kind of interesting. This season almost feels like Pep is trying to play blindfold poker with Mikel Arteta. Pep is trying to keep all of his cards close to him and not reveal it till the end of the season. I mean, till the start of the season. Pep knows that this season, if he can not allow Arsenal to win the league, I think Arsenal's done. Arsenal ain't coming back from 3 seasons in a row, being the best and not winning the league. Erling Haaland. Hope Erling Haaland's really fresh and he comes down to all cylinders blazing. It's not been to the Euros as well. So Stefan Ortega, Josh Wilson Esperant again, Oscar Bob coming deep to receive the ball. Calvin Phillips will be interesting. I want Calvin Phillips to show up for the ball even more. That is an excellent break from City. That is a wonderful break from City. Oscar Bob does extremely well, but he just misses. He just misses the near corner. It's not Oscar Bob. I'm sorry. It's O'Reilly. O'Reilly just misses the near corner, but in the build-up, Bob did extremely well there. Look at the touches there. Fantastic from City. Fantastic from City's youth players. The touches were superb. McAtee being involved, Oscar Bob being involved, and O'Reilly just missing it. The way O'Reilly took it past the Celtic defender, I just for a moment thought it could have been Oscar Bob. That's an excellent cross in. Cross is just wide for Josh Wilson as Brent to attack it, to be honest. For Luca MBT to attack it, in fact. The ball's gone out, but this has been scintillating play from City. Oscar Bob, James McAtee, O'Reilly from back to front. Wilson as Brand displaying superb sense in terms of defensive sense, in terms of shielding the ball. Stefan Ortega. I somehow have this gut feeling that Stefan Ortega could be the number one this season ahead of Edison. Maybe I don't know why. I don't know why, but there's just this gut feeling. Just off the mark, Stefan Ortega with that long pass to Jack Grealish. I would actually have loved to see Maxima Parone being involved instead of Calvin Phillips. I don't know why Calvin Phillips is still playing. There is tenacity in the way City are pressing. Look at James McAtee go. Rico Lou is there. One on one. Ah, that was a chance. That was a chance for Celtic. Pep Guardiola will not be happy with the way Rico Lewis defended that. I mean, in a way, Rico Lewis did well. I think the midfield runner just did not pick up the man in the box. Lewis did well. He could not have done anything, but I think it's maybe Oscar Bob's man. Josh Wilson as brand does well there. Again, he's shown flashes of one or two moments there, Josh Wilson as brand, to be honest. James McAtee, he will definitely have a point to prove. That is an excellent. The wide switches have been off. The wide switches have been way off today. A lot of academy contingent playing. Many first team players are absent. I'm aware of a few names, but not all of the names. The academy players. I thought Micah Hamilton will start. Josh Wilson is brand there. Bit late on the ball. That is very well done there. And it's Jack Grealish. Ah, that's a good tackle by the Celtic defender, to be honest. Jack Grealish will have an important role to play. I mean, is Pep looking at Jack Grealish as Pep looking at Jack Grealish as someone who he could play in the midfield? I don't know. Maybe that could be a consideration this season. Just never know. The ball's gone out, and think we're a bit. I know what happened with the stream. This thing suddenly the stream has stopped. But let us see why that has happened. I don't know. Suddenly the live stream has stopped, and they're now just telling the commentary. I don't know why is that. I don't know why is that, to be honest. Let me just check if I can watch it elsewhere. Yes, now it's back. It's good. Now it's back. Is it a penalty shout? No, it's not a penalty shout. It's a good tackle by Celtic player, and yeah, we're back. I don't know why suddenly the stream stopped. It's a free kick for City, and Josh Wilson as brand receives it. Look, MBT. Josh Wilson as brand. Uh, the break for Celtics on. The final ball was not that good anyway. That's a good ball from the Celtic midfielder, and it's an interesting ball, I would say. Oh, that's very well defended there. That's excellent defending there by Rico Lewis. He's learning his defensive skills, Rico Lewis. That is very well defended by Rico Lewis over there. Look, MBT, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is switched to the middle of the defense temporarily to receive the ball, and then is inverting. Oscar Bob. Josh Wilson Esperant there with the pass. City is slowly building up from the back. This is excellent one touch passing. Oscar Bob coming in to have a touch. Rico Lewis. That's an excellent ball there. That's a wonderful ball. That's an excellent ball. I think it's Oscar Bob with the run, and yes, it was Oscar Bob with the run, but well defended, I would say. Nothing says the referee, and rightly so. It was well defended, if you ask me. Celtic with the throw in. Celtic slowly building out from the back, but Haaland's not had a single chance, to be honest, until now. Haaland's not been in the game at all. Celtic's done well. The runners either side. That's a very good pass. Josh Wilson as Brand is using his pace to recover. And Celtic score. It's 1-0 for Celtic. Celtic score the first goal. It's 1-0 for Celtic. Josh Wilson as Brand there just couldn't match the pace. He was found out of position. Just as I was praising him, he was found out of position, and that's a quick break away from Celtic. This will be good exposure for all the academy lads, and is clearly onside. This will be good exposure for the academy lads as well. If you ask me. That's a wonderful finish. Very good finish across the keeper. Ortega no chance. Wilson as friend could have. Sure. I mean, he just didn't have the pace, I think, at the end. But in those moments, you literally need someone like a Kyle Walker or even a Yasko Guardiola or an experienced defender or even a Nathan Ake, example, or Nakenji to defend it. Wilson Esperant just didn't have the quality over there. I mean, he's young and with defenders just 1920, I think so. But one thing with Wilson Esperant is last season Jack Grealish, last was it last season or the season before when Wilson Esperant played and when Wilson Esperant and Jack Grealish played on the same side of the wing on the left wing, the left flank, Grealish was absolutely magnificent. So I was hoping to see some kind of thing like that, but nothing as of now, at least. Grealish does well. Celtic are pressing us really high and tenaciously. I don't know if this is the first game for Celtic like us or they've already warmed up. They just look one or two more steps ahead of us, to be honest. Lovely view of the stadium they're showing, but Pep would not be happy with the way in which we conceded that goal. Pep would not at all be happy. City again trying to build from the back to through MVP Oscar Bob through the lines. MBT again. Stefan Ortega. City just not able to string two passes together, to be honest. We're just not able to do it. That is good interception from Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis has been our best defender. The match is now stretching a bit. It's a free kick for City. We're just not able to get any attack going, to be honest. Celtic are marking us man to man, and we're just not able to do anything about it. Stefan Ortega. This is sometimes you wonder in situations like this that this is where maybe Edison's passing range would be of help. When defenses are tight, how do you break them? When your goalkeeper has that long range of passing. Ortega is trying to hit the diagonal to Jack Grealish, but he's just not able to find him. But again, to Ortega's credit, without him, we don't win that league. I think, save from Hong Min Son, but City received the ball here. Trying to dribble, and it's a counter attack for Celtic. Pep Guardiola will not be happy at all. The youngster, I don't know who it was, he was trying to dribble. Now Ricolo is one on one. This is wonderful defending there. Excellent defending from City. But I don't know who was he. He was trying to dribble and he lost the ball. Counter attack for Celtic. Celtic have outplayed us. Rico Lewis and Luca Mbiti have looked good. Wilson has brand. And the other centre back, not as much if you ask me. That is excellent defending there. I think it's Calvin Phillips with the tackle. Good tackle by Calvin Phillips. What a tackle by Calvin Phillips. That was the last ditch tackle by Calvin Phillips. Now the question is, can you play Calvin Phillips as a box-to-box player? Yes, you can't play him as a CDM, but can you play him as a box-to-box player? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question, but that is an interesting prospect because if you can play, but ideally, I think Pep would love to have someone who can play box to box and also who can cover for Rodri. I think that is a sort of profile that Pep will be looking for. Bruno Guimaraes, Johan Neves, Joshua Kimmich, Gundogan was that kind of a player. Fernandino, in a way, was that kind of a player, though the reverse play box to box, but he mostly played CDM. So a lot of questions still to be answered for City in this transfer window, if you ask me. Oh, that's a loose touch, but City recover the ball. Calvin Phillips there. He does extremely well. Good touch by Calvin Phillips. James McAtee receives the ball in space. That is good defending from Celtic. McAtee did extremely well there in the pockets. He is absolutely a beast in the pockets. James McAtee. He seems to have roughened up already. Say he just seems to have roughened up from that Sheffield United experience. I think it's a clash of heads over there. The match is sort of gone slowly, if you ask me. Erling Haaland has to finish. Ah, Erling. I think it was Erling Haaland there. Not wrong with the first chance to finish. Haaland needed to finish that. I just hope he gets his finishing form back. It's atrocious. I know he won the Golden Boot, but he could have easily got another 40 goal season if he wasn't missing sitters left, right, and center. But he scored important goals. That's the hallmark of a champion. City's defense is actually holding up. They're showing character, the youngsters. There's no experience at all across the back line. Calvin Phillips is doing well there. Celtic pressing him very, very high. Still doing well there to get the ball forward, to be honest. Stefan Ortega. Jack Grealish. Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob again. Look at the play in tight spaces. Haaland wasn't good enough there. But look at the tenacity of Oscar Bob there. Bob and McAtee have been good, if you ask me, especially Oscar Bob. The way he's running, the way he's playing in tight spaces. Oscar Bob has been very, very good. Erling Haaland should have seriously finished that, if you ask me. Celtic playing out from the back. I mean, this is interesting because Erling Haaland is the Erling Haaland is the kind of striker who does not, I know he's learning, but he generally does not like to drop back and get involved in the play. And you're playing him with Jack Grealish and James McAtee on either side, who are almost midfielders. It's close to playing Jack Grealish and a Bernardo Silva. But I think in the larger context of the season Erling Haaland will be playing with players like Savio and Doku on either side, where the dynamic is just so much different, where there'll be searing pace across the front three, which has not been seen since the Sterling Sane days. This is very good there. Ah, that was ambitious. That was very ambitious there by O'Reilly, I think, by Calvin Phillips, who stuck it, but Phillips just seems to be very good. Very sharp, which is good. Celtic again going forward. Rico Lewis does extremely well under pressure, and it's a foul in City's favour. It is a foul in City's favour. O'Reilly tripped. Bob McAtee and Luca Mbiti have just impressed. Calvin Phillips as well is looked very sharp and is look. Is there a place for Calvin Phillips in the team? Big question mark. I don't know. I would like to see Maxima Parone as well, because I think Maxima Parone is a player who's much more suited to this Pep Guardiola system than a Calvin Phillips, because Parone is, they say Parone is the next Frankie De Jong. At least he has those attributes. Celtic players look to be in much more of a cohesive rhythm, if you ask me, but that's fine. I just don't think this is their first preseason match anyway. Two balls and they're through City's defense. Rico Lewis there. This is wonderful defending there by Rico Lewis. This is excellent from Rico Lewis. Very good defending there. Rico Lewis. Wonderful, wonderful. But I just don't think Rico Lewis is your right back. He's more of a box to box midfielder, I think, in a way. I think he can evolve as someone like a Xavi is not there yet, but he could be developed in that mold if you ask me, Rico Lewis. Ricolo is again on the ball. He's not afraid to. Ricolo is not afraid to ask the ball in tight spaces. He's not afraid to take the ball out of tight space. I mean, the only thing is, I think, physicality and a bit more experience, and he will be a regular fixture in the City team. Has to pass it out wide. Has to pass it out wide. The pass out wide was on, but it was not good. Ah, looks like a simple pass to make. Delayed it a second, and the option was gone. Look at the defending of Ricolo is there. Wonderful. City patiently building down the right. Oscar Bob on the right, and James McAtee is playing in the pockets. I think Oscar Bob's position is on the right. I think Savio and Oscar Bob on the right. We'll see more often. Jack Grealish. That's a push. Was it a penalty? Harry Kane was a penalty at Euros. This is a penalty. Harry Kane was a penalty against Netherlands at the Euros. This is a penalty as well, but clearly stripped him inside the box. McAtee there gliding through again. For me, Bernardo Silva is the interesting one because where does Pep want to play him? This is wonderful again from from Oscar Bob. He's been tenacious. Both Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob on that right wing have been very good. This is excellent there. And Erling Haaland just couldn't finish, but the attack is not over. The attack is still there. The attack is not over. The attack is still there, to be honest. I think there's some problem with my webcam. Let me just solve it, to be honest. I don't know what the problem is with the webcam, but let's see. There's Oscar Bob there again. I think I'll just Casper Michael with the kick out. But yeah, I think there's some problem with the webcam, but let us see. Maybe I'll have to end the stream here and then come back. Maybe, I don't know.